Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, AirsoftAl, and sorry for the little bit of the delay there. OBS just had to update on this, so it's one of those things. I am also sorry for a little bit of the lag. It's kind of how it is. But either way, welcome to the September update live stream. I wanted to go ahead and get this live stream out there and kind of give you guys an update, and also say that yes, we had the brunt of Hurricane Harvey come in, sadly, and we did have a bit of flooding here and there in my area, but I'm okay, thankfully enough. The Wi-Fi did come back on yesterday, but it took it a long time, and honestly, I had way too much stuff going on, helping with the cleanup over here in my area. We had some trees come down, we had some branches come down. My horses' section of the barn got no roof. Apparently the winds got so strong that the entire roof just came blowing off, which that was a pain to clean up, but at least my horses are still alive and kicking, thankfully enough. We had some ducks actually escape, which was fun to try and wrangle. I'm actually doing alright, suffice to say. I am sorry for the huge black columns beside me. Trying to remember exactly. Sorry, it's just, oh, yeah, the hair. Yeah, I got a haircut, ironically enough. But either way. As I was saying, sorry for the two black columns that you see on either side of the camera. For some reason, OBS's new camera thing does not want to work. I don't know why. I just don't know. But either way, September updates. What's going on in the month of September? So, a lot of people have been sending me questions, asking a lot of stuff. But I'm going to kind of break it down into columns here, into sections of the updates of reviews first, then other projects, and then Patreon, because ever since I made that Why I Got a Patreon video, I've been getting nothing but emails and questions. Even over on Facebook, I've been getting nothing but questions about the Patreon, but we'll get to that after the review section and the project section. So first, reviews. What's going on in the month of September review-wise? Reviews coming out will be the Beretta 92F Springer by KWC and Umarex USA. After that, it will either be the D-Boys Scar L AEG and or the 2008 Thompson AEG, which will be covering Airsoft in 2008. If you have any fond memories of Airsoft in 2008, please share them in the chat. I'd like to hear you. Hear you sound off on that. And then, of course, the projects. What projects are happening? Well, ever since I did the AirsoftAl Versus, the first one being AirsoftAl versus horror movie stereotypes, that one was kind of a test to see how much of a limit can I put on Windows Movie Maker, since that's all I'm limited to. Since I no longer have Power Director, I am now limited to what Windows Movie Maker can do. And even then, I'm still impressed that I was able to do a lot of stuff with it. Now, after AirsoftAl versus horror movie stereotypes, then came AirsoftAl versus the demonic fidget spinner. Ah, the demonic fidget spinner that will eat your soul. That one was a hit. On both Facebook and YouTube, that was a hit, and people wanted more. So I thought, to hell with it, I'm going to have fun with this, because I know people have a disdain for fidget spinners. And even then, AirsoftAl versus the demonic fidget spinner was another limitation of how far I could push Windows Movie Maker, and it came out on top, and I was happy to see how much support and how much laughter I gave people. Yes, there is a part 2 coming out, and you guys saw the teaser, which was another test. It was AirsoftAl versus the undead fidget spinner, which is literally going to be fidget spinner zombies. Yes, your mind is probably trying to process the horror of fidget spinner and zombies. Fidget spinner zombies. I'm just putting that out there, people. I'm just putting that out there. Anyway, that is going to be done. The teaser was more or less a test to see what I could do with it and see how far I could go once again with Movie Maker. And the shorts should be released either, and we just went offline there for a second. I don't know what's going on with OBS, what have you, but either way. So, it should be released. Filming should be done early September, which means I should be able to film next week. And the short and the verses should be released either mid-September or late September or even early October. It just depends on how much I'm going to do with it and how big I'm going to go on it. And that's just how it is. But I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on what's going to happen. I love it. I love it. Hashtag fidget spinner zombies. I love that. Share it. Share it with the world. Warn the world of the undead hordes of fidget spinners. But either way. Now comes one that I know a lot of you have been asking about ever since I made the video. And yes, there's going to be a YouTube video coming out very soon talking about it. It is, of course, the Patreon. As you know, many YouTubers are being demonetized because of YouTube's BS algorithm, which is just frustrating as almighty. And I actually had to check and see how much I'm actually making on YouTube if I was to. I'm actually making $1.54 on YouTube money. And I can't even get any of that until I had 1,000 subscribers. Which, even then, that's not going to help fund the operation. But this is where Patreon... A lot of people are flocking to Patreon because of it. And this is where I'm going to be telling you guys that the month of October is going to be... month of October is Horrible Gun Month. In the most literal sense, and I'm not even joking here, in the most literal sense, I will be reviewing horrible and mediocre guns from the company that shall not be named, GameFace, USMC, knockoff guns, and to the very least, just guns that will push my sanity. And if you know me in horrible guns, you know we don't get along. Gun Jesus help me, I swear to God. I swear to God, if the month of October does not break me, I'm probably gonna be okay. I'm probably gonna have some mental issues from reviewing nothing but bad guns for an entire month. But that's where I need your help. The Patreon, me and some friends made the Patreon. I thank you, Stories. I thank you very much for that. That actually, and that's the reason why I'm so different from all the other YouTubers, is I love to make people laugh. I don't want to take things super ethereal, guys. I'm so serious. I'm Al Gore. It's super ethereal, you guys. Super ethereal. I don't try to take Airsoft too seriously unless I like to play satire on it, which is why we have the stories, which is also another category we gotta cover on this update, which is, of course, the lore videos that recently came out. But either way, down in the description below is a link to our Patreon. Now, with that, we are trying to raise $800. Now, before a lot of you try and leave the stream, hear me out. Hear me out. $800 is small at best, and is an even number. Because everyone else... I love it. I love it. Stories, you make me laugh. I love it. But either way, the biggest thing about the Patreon is that... we are actually going to be getting more content creators on the channel. One of them is from Florida, which has been somewhat affected by Hurricane Harvey, and the second cell coming in is going to affect him a little bit more, so please do send your wishes and your prayers to him, as well as the people of Texas and Louisiana. I had some family down in Texas, thankfully enough. They're fine, but they are volunteering to actually help with the cleanup down there as well. So please, guys, do send your prayers and your thoughts to the people of Texas. They are affected very much so. But I'm not trying to turn this into a charity case thing, because I know Texas will rebuild, because if there's one thing I know about Texas, Texas is hard to kill. You can't kill a Texan. They will fight to the bitter end, and Texas will always fight to the bitter end, and you can never break a Texan. At all. You will never break a Texan. And yes, that's not just me trying to boost an ego, that's me talking about family in Texas, because I got a big old cousin who took on 10 guys in a bar fight, and he was still standing. But either way, I got off track. Oh my goodness, I got off track there. I'm so sorry, guys. But either way, we're actually getting more content creators onto the channel, which means the channel's going to grow. We're going to get some guys from Florida. We're going to get some guys from Texas. We're going to be getting a lot of guys on, and the Patreon is my way of helping them out, because all that Patreon money is going to go back into the channel. And in the most literal sense, I'm not going to pocket any of it. Because that's the biggest misconception of people who start Patreons is, oh, they'll pocket the money. I'm not going to pocket the money at all. I want to put it back into the channel to give you guys, my viewers, the best I can do. Meaning better editing software. Meaning better videos, better gun reviews. More skits of evil fidget spinners! Which means, if you guys can, please go to the Patreon, share the Patreon, do what you can to help us get the money to basically make October the best horrible gun month review ever. Because that's what we want to do. We want to... I'm literally going to be reviewing the horrible... Exactly. I mean, that's what I'm going to do. I mean, hell, I've actually got a jar of money that's called my Airsoft funds. And I've got $20.99 already. In the most literal sense, I've got $20.99 for my Airsoft funds. And and whenever I find little bits, I drop it in that jar. I actually do. Oh my goodness. Either way, guys. Now that I've gone and tried to promote the Patreon as much as possible, which is in the link down below, please go to it. Now comes the lore section, because I know a lot of you have been asking me about it. Yes, I'm finally getting back to the lore videos. I'm finally getting back talking about the story, the satiricals. Yes, all I need is one more penny, and I will have $21 for Airsoft funds. But either way, the lore videos are actually getting back up and going. I'm putting a new format on it. We now have a firm, solid, canonical story that we're following, which follows the Republic of Texas. And, of course, the colonial Americas and the religious monarchy. But now we're actually breaking down into the territories of the Texas Republic. Basically, the Republic in general, which I shall refer to it. And the next video we'll talk about Floridian. And I've already teased it over on my Facebook page of who the governor is. But to give you guys a good tease, the governor of Floridian, which is basically Florida, the Paradise State, is none other to all those who live in Florida, if you want to know what this alternative Y2K timeline is, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for your governor of Floridian, David Hasselhoff. That's right. The governor of Floridian is none other than the Hoffman himself. The sexiest man of the 80s, David Hasselhoff. And if you're thinking what I'm thinking, and if you're thinking of me emphasizing the sexy man of the 80s, literally Floridian is a pocket cosm of the 80s. If you go to Floridian, you're going back to the 80s. No, not the Donald. No, he's in colonial America trying to make it great again. Because colonial America ain't as good as the Republic of Texas. But either way. But seriously, in the most literal sense, I'm going to be pulling out every single 80s stereotype for Floridian. I'm talking Vice City, the cocaine, the songs, the music, the dressing, the neon colors, and of course, Blood Dragon. For anyone who's ever played Far Cry 3's Blood Dragon DLC, that was the best goddamn game ever. Because it was so 80s, it was so cheesy. Oh, God. And yes, Miami is literally Vice City. And yes, it is GTA Vice City goodness. Oh, baby, yes! And when David Hasselhoff is governor, you know it's good. And with that, all I can say is that combat videos are going to be coming out very soon. And yes, I will be doing more third-person gameplay footage, because I finally figured out the problems to the wobbling and all that good jazz. I'm going to be stabilizing that rig very soon. And, of course, I will be also doing first-person POV, and I've been requested to review my selfie cam, which is this little palm size, I'm not even joking, it's about as big as my palm area here, camera that is actually $25 at Walmart. I'm not even joking. This little palm-sized camera, which is called a life cam, is $25 at Walmart. So if you want a cheap selfie cam, do check it out. Outside of that, though, the only other thing I can say is please do donate to the Patreon down below. And please look forward to the videos coming up very soon. I'm having someone come in. I'll be right back.
Hello. I got some crickets for you. Is it okay if I leave those?
Yeah, we'll take them crickets.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Have a good one.
You too. And I just remembered something, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of you have been asking about Radio Mojave. Radio Mojave is our radio station over on SoundCloud. However, we cannot produce any more until we get until we actually expand it to where we can actually get longer segments on it. And that's also where the Patreon money is going to. And recently got a question over on Facebook, because we are streaming over on Facebook also. What is, damn the South Park. I love the South Park. One of the questions I got over on Facebook was from, ironically enough, actually from another YouTuber, which I will not name. He's asking, what else are you going to be putting the Patreon money towards outside of editing software? Most of the Patreon money is going to go towards reviews, editing software, and maybe if we get $800 or more, we're going to be reviewing, we're actually going to try and get a gaming setup so we can actually stream over on Twitch as well as here, streaming modded Fallout, Battlefield, the classic Battlefields, because, I love you. Stories, you are my favorite. Get some content going, and we may talk. I might feature you on the channel. Who knows? But either way, the biggest one right now is that I would actually, and I am going to host some gaming lobbies real soon. And if you don't know, I am a big gamer. I really am. And one of my favorite games to play right now on Xbox One, and I'm just saying this now, my favorite game to play on Xbox One, my gamer tag is AirsoftAl01, so if you want to add me, go ahead and add me, is Battlefield Bad Company, because they just made that backwards compatible on Xbox One. Bad Company 2, also backwards compatible on Xbox One. I love that game! And Battlefield 4. And the older Call of Duties, because the older Call of Duties were a hell of a lot better than this new KD 360 no-scope, oh, I'm such a badass Call of Duties. Fucking hell. But that's a video for another day. But as always, guys, I must, of course, end the stream here. And as always, guys, I've been AirsoftAl. Please do go to the link down below to our Patreon. Please donate. Please share the stream. Please share the link. Share the love. And as always, guys, please do subscribe, like, and basically support my crazy ass. Until next time, guys.